Hi, my expression family. How is everybody doing today? I pray that this video finds you in the best of health. I just came out of service today, actually. I'm so psyched. I'm so happy. The message today was focused on being in transition. I'm in transition. And I wanted to share some verses from the scripture that we studied today, and just hopefully that it'll bless somebody who's watching. So I'm reading from the Amplified Holy Bible, and it's Genesis chapter 12, and verse 1 says, "Go away from your country." No, I'm sorry. Now the Lord had said to Abram, "Go away from your country and from your relatives and from your father's house to the land which I will show you. And I will make you a great nation, and I will bless you abundantly and make your name great. And you shall be a blessing and a source of great good to others. And I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse that is subject to my wrath and judgment, the ones who curses you. And in you all the families of the earth will be blessed." Now these are God's promises to Abram. So Abram departed as the Lord had directed him, and Lot left with him. Abram was 75 years old when he left Haran. Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his nephew, and all their possessions which they had acquired, and the people which they had acquired in Haran, and they set out to go to the land of Canaan. When they came to the land of Canaan, Abram passed through the land as far as the site of Shechem to the great tree of Moreh. So I'm just going to stop there. So just to bring the whole sermon today, for what the pastor preached about being in transition. Abraham, as old as he was, God had made all these promises to him. He was going to get a son. He was going to inherit the promised land. And at the age of 75, Abraham still didn't see these things yet. So now I know that sometimes when God gives us a command, sometimes we question it, and sometimes we look at everything that's going on around us, and we sometimes say, why? Like, this is not the right time. Or, God, are you sure? Is this for me? Like, we get sometimes so complacent and so comfortable in the spaces and places and positions where we're at, that when God speaks to us and says, it's time to go, it's time to leave everybody behind, all your possessions, family and friends, and move. God has a place for you to move to. Sometimes we delay. Sometimes we pretend we don't hear his voice. But guess what? And the pastor pointed this out today. When God speaks and we move, then God shows up. So there was no doubt in Abraham's mind. If he had focused on what he didn't have, he would not move. But because he had such faith in God, faith is the substance of things we haven't seen. So God trusted Abraham to do as he asked, and Abraham moved as God commanded, and God showed up for him. God was his provider, and God gave him everything that he needs. So this is a quick encouragement for us today to recognize when God has us in transitions. It could be the job, it could be a relationship, it could be a family, whatever it is. There's gonna come a time when you have to move, and don't go with doubt and fear, because it's uncertainty. We're trying to get to a different place, a place we've never been before. We don't know what the outcome will be, don't know what to expect. But guess what, family? God is with us, and there is nothing that our God can't do. So if God is talking to you, asking you to make a move, trust God. That's where you begin. You got to trust God. When you trust in him, just like if you trust in other folks, but they tend to let us down. When you trust in God, he will never fail. So if you're in a season of transition, go for it. God has called you to something greater. Go for it. It's not just going to be you, because God is going to be with you. He's going to give you everything that you need for this transition, because there's someone else out there waiting for your story, waiting to hear what you have to bring. God is going to use you to bless somebody, and they in turn can turn around and bless somebody else. So be obedient, be attentive to God's voice when he speaks to you. If this is your time of transition, I call this my time of transition. I'm gonna manifest it. This year 2025 is my year of transition in every word, every sense of the word. God has so much more out there for me and for all of us. So again, just a reminder, if you're in the season of transition and God has called you to move, just give in to him and just ask him to take you. He will lead you. He's not going to leave you alone. He will be there. He'll be your comforter. He'll give you all you need. You just have to turn to him and ask him for help. I pray you have a wonderfully blessed day, and I will see you in the next video.